Lists are definitely one of my favorite features in HTML5. I think it's because I'm lazy and I don't like to read long paragraphs.
This video is brought to you by Pies Academy.
But that doesn't make me much different than most other people on the web. When they've done studies, they've shown that most people scan rather than read carefully on the web, which is why we need to use lists. Lists are just like they sound, a list of items. There are two types of lists we can generate using HTML5, an ordered list and an unordered list. We'll do ordered lists first. So I'm going to call this ordered list 5 places I'd like to visit. And I'm going to put the actual label for the list, or what I'm calling the list, in heading 2 tags, or H2 tags. Now the list itself goes in OL tags. That stands for ordered list. So at the beginning of the list, we have an opening OL tag, and at the end of the list, we have a closing OL tag. And each item on the list itself is surrounded by list item tags, or LI tags. So 5 places I'd like to visit. LI, Paris. So each item you're going to enter on the list is surrounded by these LI tags, just like this. So I need to come up with 2 more. I'd like to visit Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And finally, I'd like to visit Sanibel Island, Florida. Okay, so notice I didn't number these. I didn't say number 1, Paris, number 2, Moscow. I simply created an ordered list with an OL tag and then a closing OL tag at the end. And I surrounded each item on the list with list item tags, or LI tags. So let's go ahead and save the document by clicking File and Save within brackets, and then we can open this in the web browser. So let me grab my web browser, and of course I'm using Google Chrome again, but you certainly could use Firefox or another web browser if you wish. And I'm going to drag this into the web browser surface, and we'll see our list. Let me adjust this so you can see the code and the list at the same time. So first we've got our 5 places I'd like to visit, rendered big and bold by the H2 tag. And then we have in our ordered list, number 1, Paris, number 2, Moscow, number 3, Martha's Vineyard, 4, Toronto, Ontario, and 5, Sanibel Island, Florida. So it actually created numbers for our list. If we added another item, for example, LI, Presque Isle, Maine, and then we save, and we refresh the browser, we get number 6. Now, of course, this doesn't make sense anymore, so I'd probably want to change that value as well to 6 places I'd like to visit. So essentially what an ordered list does is it numbers for you the values or list items in your list. Now you can control the way it numbers like this. I'm going to add to my ordered list an attribute called type, and I'm going to make that type a capital A. So when you use an attribute, you always follow this pattern. The name of the attribute, which is type, an equal sign, and then the value of the attribute in quotes, which in this case is capital A. Can you guess what this is going to do? Think about it. Let's go ahead and save. And then let's refresh once again and watch the numbers on the list when I click refresh. So now our numbered list goes to a lettered list, and the values are A, B, C, D, etc. So this is pretty cool. Now, we could also make the type a capital I like this. So now our attribute is ordered list, type is the attribute, equals, and then in quotes capital I. So we've changed the value of the attribute. So I'm going to save and then refresh once again, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. in Roman numerals. Pretty neat. So that's an ordered list. We can also create bulleted lists, and these are simply known as unordered lists. So I'm going to use the UL tag for this, opening and closing, and this is an unordered list. And let's put in here, let's put in a label here, another H2, programming languages of the past and present. So we're going to call this list programming languages of the past and present, and we're going to bullet it. So again, I'm going to use the list item tag. Now it knows to bullet these items because these are within a UL tag or an unordered list. So let's say basic. You may have heard of basic programming. COBOL, not used very much anymore. C++, another language, Fortran. That's an oldie but a goodie. Let's add just a couple of more to our unordered list. Pascal, that's one they taught when I was in college, and I'm pretty old, so that's another old language. And finally, let's do one more. Let's do Python, which we'll cover later in this Intro to Programming course. All right, so our unordered list opens with a UL tag, closes with a closing UL tag, and then we've got a number of LI tags with text content in there. I'm going to save, and then I'm going to refresh in my browser. So we get programming languages of the past and present, which of course is rendered by the H2 tag. And then we have our unordered list, basic, COBOL, C++, etc. So you'll notice we get solid bullets in our unordered list. Each item is represented by a single solid bullet, which is created by the list item tag. Now, just like the ordered list, our unordered list also has a couple of types. For example, we could choose type equals square. I'm going to save once again and look really carefully at the bullets when I refresh. Ready? You notice they become very, very small squares. I could also say UL type and make the type attribute here equal to circle. So type equals circle, again, file and save, and refresh, and we get empty circles. Now, if I want to go back to the original bullets, my type value can either be disk, or I can eliminate the type attribute and value altogether. So let's file, save, and let's refresh one final time, and then we're back to our disks. So we've looked at two types of lists. We've looked at ordered lists, which number each list item that's part of the list, and those can be enumerated with regular 1, 2, 3, 4, or letters, or even Roman numerals. And we also looked at unordered or bulleted lists, and those can have squares or circles or disks to represent each individual bulleted item. Lists are great because people like me don't like to read long paragraphs, so you can put items in lists on the web for easier reading.